A land of lush green valleys, cloud-clad mountains, gushing waterfalls, gently flowing rivers, a sanctuary of flora and fauna, a paradise of natural beauty, the world's highest rainforest, a land of fascination and rich heritage, a land best known for its diverse cultures, languages and ethnic groups, a land nicknamed as the Seven Sisters, but also known as Northeast India. The Northeast is a frontier region sharing international borders with China, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar and Bangladesh. Northeastern tribes constitute a major portion of Indian tribal communities. The Jesuits were the first Christians to set foot in the Northeast on their way to Tibet in 1626. Probably their prayers and intercession paved the way for the spread of Christianity in the Northeast. In the year 1970, the Nagaland government invited the Jesuits to provide quality education to their children. In generous response, 3 Jesuits from the Karnataka province in South India began their mission at Kohima.
We started this mission with 3 men at the beginning. Today we can say that we are around 150 people. Keeping in mind the need of the Northeast, we went especially to the rural area and also where people did not want to go. These are the areas where we chose.
As their numbers grew, they branched out into Manipur, Assam, Arunachal and Meghalaya.
We were in a time tremendous flux in the 90s. There was tremendous demand for expansion. Then we had a lot of reflection, a lot of discernment. In that process we said we need to ask or go for to be a region.
In the year 1995, the then Superior General of the Jesuits acknowledged the progress by raising the Northeast Jesuit Mission to the status of a region under the name Kohima region. The Jesuits of the Northeast have started many institutions in remote villages, developed them, handed several of them over to the local bishops and moved on to new places that are more challenging.
These Jesuits have been frontier missionaries, as far as I know, all over India. And the same is true of their presence and activities in the Northeast also. Sometimes I have seen them living in small huts, having very little facilities, but they go about happily. And on the whole, they are happy that their wards, the children and the people are having greater comforts than they themselves have. They are not very much just stuck to their institution. After developing a center, for example, in a mission area, they are happy to hand over to the diocesan and priest or to the bishop and move on to another area to develop other area.
Thanks to the quality education imparted by the Jesuits in the last 45 years, the people have benefited enormously in every sphere of life. The Kohima Jesuits today run 40 primary schools, 13 high schools, 1 higher secondary school, 1 undergraduate college and 1 teachers training college. In an age when education has become a big money-making machine, the Jesuits have chosen to educate the economically backward tribal communities with the sole purpose of helping the poor help themselves.
These are the buildings that you see where the real contribution of the people, they came in the form of their social work. From different villages they came and put up the small buildings.
We chose where we are needed most. We would have made a lot of money if we wanted. We did not. We chose all the rural areas where we could contribute something and make a difference in the lives of the people.
My mother died of malaria. After my mother died, we feel very lonely and we feel sad. But the dreams that I have to become a deputy commissioner have always kept me to look forward and to go forward in my life. Jesuit fathers were very helpful to the poor people and even for those unfortunate people.
Loyola College shines as a light in the darkness, giving hope to the hopeless.
Right from its inception, we've been able to provide very good quality education, even though it's such a backward area. And this college is actually offering young people the opportunity to get a great livelihood, to discover themselves, to develop whatever potentials they have.
In Arunachal Pradesh, they chose to work among the tribals who are way behind the rest of the civilization, and in the most inaccessible places like Palizi, Buragaon, Bana, and Trezino. In Assam, they opted to work among the Dimasa tribe in Gunjung, Dyungbra, Didambra, and Langting. In Manipur, they chose to work among the Hindu-populated tribals and non-tribals. Loyola School in Bishnupur caters to the tribals, and St. Xavier's School in Moirang serves the non-tribal Metis people, while Loyola School in Liai helps them foster art and culture of the community along with education. In Nagaland, the frontiering efforts of the Jesuits to render quality education has transformed the region. Loyola School in Jakama, St. Paul's School in Fesama, and Nazareth School in Futsero continues to serve the people ever vigorously. In Meghalaya, the Jesuits have chosen to work among the Garo and Khasi tribes. Loyola School at Davagre in the Garo Hills, St. Ignatius School in Mavit have been serving the poor tribal children. Though some of the schools still lack proper infrastructure due to insufficient funds, the quality of education is never compromised. St. Ignatius wanted his sons to give preference for spiritual ministries. Following this tradition, the Kohima Jesuits, whatever other portfolio they may hold, readily go wherever their spiritual and pastoral services are required. Every institution is attached to a parish, and every parish covers between 10 to 40 villages. In places where there is hardly any transport system, the Jesuits walk tirelessly to visit the sick, to celebrate the Eucharist, and administer the sacraments, only because every Jesuit here is charged with a burning desire to share his God experience at every given opportunity. The parish priests here cater not only to the spiritual needs of the faithful, but also address and provide solutions to their social and ethical issues.
We have a big parish where there are about 52 villages. We have a lot of broken families where the parents do not live together, because we are in a matriarchal society where the children belong to the mother, and if the father goes away, then the mother has to look for another husband. The priority for us is to help these families to stay together and to live together, and then to give them Christian values of the oneness of marriage.
The Pastoral Training Center in Futsero is yet another effort towards propagating the faith with the collaboration of the faithful themselves. Here, young women and men are trained in the Catholic faith and sent back to their villages where they work as catechists and evangelizers.
Do you love my Jesus? I love him. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah.
The Jesuits here may come from different parts of India, yet Every Jesuit is trained in at least one tribal language before he can become a priest, so as to help him feel close to the people in his ministries and make the Eucharistic celebration a truly participatory one. Thus, becoming one with the people they serve, genuine sons of the soil. Preferential option for the poor has been the hallmark of Jesuits all over the world. Thanks to Father Stanley Koilo, his work for the poor inspired him to start Eden Gardens, a home for orphans and destitute children, which combines the social apostolate with the educational apostolate. Father Raymond de Souza, a co-founder of the Jesuit mission, took up the mantle from Father Stanley Koilo and has transformed the home into a garden of peace and joy, by providing the kids with more facilities and opportunities.
I came in 1991 after the death of Father Stanley Koilo. There were 53 students were here. Today we have got 230 children.
The Nagaland government honored Father Raymond with a Governor's Gold Medal for his long and dedicated service to the people of the state. Over the years, the Jesuits have realized that to develop a community, economic awakening is essential. Therefore, Dr. Walter Fernandez, a Jesuit sociologist, founded the Northeastern Social Research Center in Guwahati.
This center started in 2000. The studies done in this center play a role from the point of view of advocating for the rights of tribal people. Recently, the Parliament consulted us on customary laws of tribal communities.
Father Ravi Sagar, a Jesuit advocate, began the legal cell.
We started this legal cell for human rights in 2007. From 2007 onwards, we have been engaged in various activities. First is litigation, like any other lawyers who take up the cases in the court of law. The second category of our program is on awareness, capacity building programs, and also the trainings.
The Jesuits' zeal to do more, the Magis, in all their undertakings, urged them to start self-help groups mainly for the women of the region.
These young ladies who are working here, they work so hard. They try to feed their families, they try to educate their brothers and sisters. But when somebody falls ill in their family, they literally have to throw away all their savings. And that's the time they go to these moneylenders who are absolutely unscrupulous, who charge such exorbitant rates of interest. That's where the self-help group movement has been a huge, huge blessing for these women.
This movement empowers over 700 tribal women to support their families and work for social change.
Our self-help group has been carrying out so many projects like weavings, basket makings, poultry, bakeries, through these small things, activities which help them to generate their income.
Wherever the Jesuits went, they started health centers along with schools and educational institutions. These dispensaries are entrusted to competent and well-trained religious sisters whose much appreciated service to the people in their real need makes the apostolate holistic.
A big thank you to all the Jesuits and all those who are behind, if you like, helping to make this a reality, that they have their contribution is really to make persons who were like hiding themselves, afraid to come to the public, and now you see them free.
By their very vocation, the Jesuits are called to be frontiermen. In spite of being small in number, they write books on social justice, compose songs on peace and harmony, and work to preserve the tribal language and culture. Dr. Walter Fernandez, S.J., has written a number of books on social justice and issues pertaining to the people of the Northeast. Father Vijay D'Souza is featured in the National Geographic magazine as a man who works tirelessly among the Akka tribes to preserve their language and culture. Father Nilesh Parmar has composed many foot-tapping and mouth-mumbling songs, a few of them popular not only with the youth but also on YouTube. For the greater glory of God and salvation of human beings, Ignatius desired that his companions go wherever there was hope of the more universal good. Go to those who have been abandoned. Go to those who are in greatest need. Keeping this vision in mind, and to serve the people of this region more effectively, the Jesuits have started a novitiate in 1995 in Meghalaya, where the zealous young men from all over India are trained to become vibrant Jesuit missionaries. The majority of the novices here hail from the local tribal communities. Jesuit vocation is an invitation primarily to be a companion of Jesus.
What is it to be a Jesuit?
It's awesome. To be happy, to be indifferent, full of opportunities and challenges. Amazing. Building quest.
It's fun. Wow. Men on fire.
As the region grows bigger and bigger, so are the challenges and needs for more young and generous men to join this army of God, to build and protect God's kingdom.
Anyone who would truly wish to enjoy as a priest, as a religious, Jesuits, the Society of Jesus offers a beautiful opportunity of really experiencing the life of Jesus.
Jesuits are called to serve at the frontiers, to go where others do not dare to go, to address issues of faith that are unresolved. The Kohima Jesuits have kept this tradition of the Society of Jesus alive. The young and old alike have a kind of holy restlessness, a ceaseless desire to do more. Thanks to the well-wishers and friends of the Kohima Jesuits whose encouragement and support helped the region to reach greater heights.
Kohima region will continue to be the frontier men in the places where we have not yet gone. With your support and prayer, we will continue our venture. On behalf of the Kohima region, I thank you. God bless you.